Good morning and welcome to Temple Buddhist Center's Sunday meditation service. My name is Dave and I'm honored to be of service this morning. We hope that our service finds you happy and healthy, but please know that if you're struggling in any way, we hope that Temple Buddhist Center can be a source of refuge for you as we open our hearts to you and your loved ones. Let's begin this morning with some conscious breath work, taking a few moments to ground, to experience the body, and to breathe together. Conscious breathing is where you seal the mouth, breathe deeply through the nose, and then pause for a moment before releasing slowly so the exhale is longer than the inhale. Let's begin. Breathing in, pausing just a moment, feeling the fullness of the lungs, and releasing slowly. And as you release, checking in with the body, just being aware of what is present and alive in the body right now. A second conscious breath. Pausing just a moment, ventilating this precious human form, and releasing slowly. As you release, see if you can release any worry or concerns from the week, all the energy of doing, going, striving, accomplishing. Just allow yourself a few moments to cultivate the energy of being, not doing. And a third conscious breath together. Holding for just a moment. And releasing slowly. And as you release, taking time to invite into your awareness the present moment, fully arriving in the here and now. Here at Temple Buddhist Center, we like to begin our service with a chant. Chanting is an integral part of every tradition, and it's not about being a singer, it's about having a voice. Our chant today is Namo Amitabha Hamsa Hamsa, and I will have Victor explain the chant.
Thank you very much, Dave. Our chant this morning, Namo Amitabha Hamsa Hamsa, from the Sanskrit tradition. Namo Amitabha honors the Buddha of limitless light, that expression of just pure consciousness which is boundless, endless. And in Sanskrit, Hamsa means I am that. I am that. So let's begin with the conscious breath. Together, Namo Amitabha Hamsa Hamsa. 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 With a smile. Namo Amitabha Hamsa Hamsa. Namo Amitabha Hamsa Hamsa. Once more. Namo Amitabha Hamsa Hamsa.
Here at TBC, we practice Western Buddhism, a blend of Eastern philosophy and Western psychology. This new and exciting form of spirituality is dynamic, inclusive, active, and focuses on core Buddhist insights, mindfulness, meditation, and their practical application in our daily life. Our goal here isn't to get everyone to agree on one lineage or philosophy. Rather, it's on cultivating a shared experience of mindfulness, oneness, and love. Whether we are chanting, meditating, or sharing from the heart, we respect that you'll participate only at the level that feels comfortable for you. We take refuge in the three jewels and acknowledge these core values as expressions of the awakened mind: the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. We value awareness of our own Buddha nature as well as the Buddha nature of all beings, allowing a new perspective of this and every precious moment. The second jewel is the Dharma, the truth teachings that release us from fear and delusion and help us realize the true nature of who we are. And Sangha, our spiritual community, an essential part of growth where we practice the teachings together and support each other along every step of the path. Let's take a moment now to silence any electronic devices and prepare a meditative environment. And we will recite the prayer of refuge 3 times together in honor of the 3 jewels. Together, in Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, we go for refuge until fully awakened through the power of generosity, ethics, patience, enthusiastic effort, concentration, and wisdom. For the sake of all beings, may we realize and demonstrate our innate goodness. In Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, we go for refuge until fully awakened through the power of generosity, ethics, patience, enthusiastic effort, concentration, and wisdom. For the sake of all beings, may we realize and demonstrate our innate goodness. In Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, we go for refuge until fully awakened through the power of generosity, ethics, patience, enthusiastic effort, concentration, and wisdom. For the sake of all beings, may we realize and demonstrate our innate goodness. As we enter into a time of meditation, if you have an extensive practice, then I invite you to practice in a way that is fitting for you this morning. If you're new to meditation, we'll begin with an opening dedication. We'll sound the bell 3 times. There will be a brief guided meditation, and then we'll spend approximately 12 to 15 minutes in noble silence. Let's begin by breathing together with a conscious breath. Body, speech, and mind in perfect oneness. I send my heart with the sound of the bell. May the hearers awaken from forgetfulness, transcend the path of anxiety and sorrow, and realize the true nature of who they are.
And so as the sound of the bell recedes, showing us the way into stillness. If you need to take another conscious breath or adjust your posture, whatever you need to do to partner with the body to find a deeper level of gentleness, ease, as the breath settles into its natural flow, its natural rhythm, we bring our awareness to the rise and the fall of the tummy. And so we remain connected to the breath by being aware of this motion, this rhythm of the human form. And once again, we can bring our awareness to the body as a whole, remembering to relax our forehead, unfurrow the eyebrows, the jaw rests easy, the shoulders drop, and the belly softens, releases. Creating a sense of lightness and spaciousness with the form. And so connected to the breath, the body is spacious, light, and easy. We can bring our awareness to awareness itself. Noticing whenever the mind is distracted by a sound, perhaps in the hallway or rustling in the room. Noticing when the mind is distracted by a sensation like hot or cold or an itch or maybe a tummy rumble. And noticing when the mind is distracted by a thought. Thoughts about the future, thoughts about the past, planning, analyzing, perhaps worry or doubt. Our practice is to bring awareness to how all these things come and go. They simply rise and fall. Our practice is to bring awareness to what is it that all these things are rising and falling into, and cultivating that vast, open, spacious plane of awareness. Our practice is to cultivate the knower, not the things that are known. And so, connected to the breath, the body is gentle, easy, and light. The mind is clear, yet also receptive to whatever might arise. And the heart is open. We can move now more deeply into our meditation. I close my eyes and I see clearly. I stop trying to listen and I hear truth. I am silent, yet my heart sings. I seek no contact and find union. I am still and move forward. I am gentle and need no strength. I am humble and remain whole, returning again and again to the breath, returning again and again home. so I invite you to remain in a meditative state as you bring your awareness to the sense door of sound, noticing the sound of my voice or the sound of the air handlers or any rustling in the room. And as you become aware of the sense door of sound, can you also keep a small amount of your awareness on that deep, still silence within? That silence which is not dependent on external circumstances and is always with us. Next, I invite you to bring your awareness to the sense door of touch as you become aware of the feeling of your clothing upon your skin, or the feeling of the chair or the cushion beneath you. And as you become aware of matter and material and form, at the same time, can you keep a small amount of your awareness on that which is formless? In other words, awareness of awareness. Next, I invite you to bring your awareness to the sense door of sight as you slowly begin to open your eyes, just letting in a little bit of light, not really focusing hard on anything. And as you become aware of color and shapes, stuff and things, can you also keep a small amount of your awareness on the space around them? Can you be aware of the space in this room? The space around our building? Can you sense the space around our beautiful blue planet as it's spinning and hurling through the universe at a tremendous speed? We are never in the same space for 2 consecutive moments. Next, I invite you to bring your awareness to the breath as we take a conscious breath together. And as you release that breath, become present in the here, in the now, in this time, and in this place. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Jordan. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Thank you, Dave. Dave is prompting today. And I discovered recently with the growth of our Sangha that, sometimes once the service had started, people were trying to come in, and they'd come in the door down here on this level, and there was like no place to sit. So we tried to put a little sign out about, because people didn't know about our balcony. And so now I can see that it's working. Yay! All of our friends up there in what we lovingly refer to as the heavenly abodes. So also I want to take a moment to acknowledge all of the amazing volunteers and folks that helped us yesterday with the Temple Buddhist Center day-long silent retreat. Each quarter, TBC does a day-long retreat. As a part of our series, we have daily meditations, we have quarterly day-long meditations, and each year we do 2 4-day silent retreats. And so it was truly an honor to spend time with over 30 yogis yesterday in silence meditation. I know, yes. It was a wonderful turnout. And again, like I say, it was just my honor to be present with so many people doing such good work. And so thank you again to everybody. And our talk today, Into the Woods, for all of you Stephen Sondheim fans, Into the Woods, it's time to go. So it was one of my favorite musicals. So when I was thinking about the talk today, I couldn't get those songs out of my head, so I was okay, let's just go with it. So I don't think Stephen would mind. So the word guardian actually derives from the Middle English word garden. Isn't that interesting? I find personally that I find this fitting that during even my darkest times in my life, I have always been led and instinctively drawn to nature. To plant life, to trees, to flowers, to walking barefoot in the green grass, and almost always, again, as I said, to the trees. So when I'm in their presence, there is a remembering, there is a kind of a recognition, if you will, within each other. It feels like they see me and I see them, and there is this opportunity to blend our energies, which seems effortless. And so the talk today is importantly not only to honor our relationship with nature expressed through and as us, but with prana, or insight and wisdom. It seems all questions simply fall to the ground like so many leaves when we embrace nature, when we see ourselves as natural. That's really the crux of the talk today. I have done talks trying to remind folks to make sure that you spend time in nature, connect, even if it's just your house plant. You and your house plant meditate together. But more importantly today than simply reminding you to get into nature is more about what you do when you are in nature. So it's so easy and effortless, isn't it, to just be walking amongst the plants and the grass and the bushes and the flowers and the trees. But today I want to talk about what nature teaches us, and more importantly, that we take time to realize that we're not separate from nature, that we are absolutely 100% natural. And that brings with it all by itself a type of freedom, a type of liberation. And so the quality that we bring to our experiences in nature, anything from just the breeze from an open window or moments connecting with your houseplant, all of this helps us to remember and connect on a different level than intellectual and conceptual. Nature is automatically itself and is automatically one with all things, and that helps us to remember. So in Buddhism, trees have long been recognized as living things worthy of recognition and protection. Shakyamuni Buddha, Siddhartha Gautama, the original Buddha, was actually born under the lush Lumbini Grove and later became enlightened under a Bodhi tree. So, I mean, their teachings, their writings are filled with references to nature and a tree. And at the end of his life, he also physically passed while nestled in a grove of sala trees. So this is an important part of the practice, always has been, is referenced constantly. In Thailand, forest monks actually perform tree ordination ceremonies as a way of declaring trees sacred and as a way to conserve the forests. See, most of human evolution, when you really put this into perspective, most of human evolution has taken place in nature. Nature connection is intrinsic to our behavior and is inscribed into our genetic code. It's really only been the last 200 years or so that we have reduced our interaction with nature and the outdoors. Going back to nature can bring us to a heightened state of sensory awareness and a feeling of alert and engaged calm, and gives spontaneous rise to peace and spaciousness. When you are immersed in nature, especially for those new to meditation and mindfulness, it becomes easier to reach a peaceful state of mind. By paying attention to our senses and moving in the garden or into the woods or a park or through the grass, when we do this mindfully, we can not only get all of the benefits of meditation for our mind, but also boost our immunity, create good health for our body. It's because we are guided by the greatest teacher of all, nature. Eckhart Tolle, the great spiritual teacher and author, reminds us, we depend on nature not only for our physical survival, but we also need nature to show us the way home, the way out of the prison of our own minds. We get lost in doing, thinking, remembering, anticipating, lost in a maze of complexity and a world of problems, division, separation. Even in the Christian tradition, Jesus reminds us, look at the lilies of the valley, how they neither toil nor spin. And contrast that with your to-do list of to-do lists. We have forgotten what rocks, plants, and animals still know. We have forgotten how to simply be, to be still, to be ourselves, to be where life is, here and now, and just to be. So, let's remember a few of nature's most important teachings. I have a handy list. Consider, contemplate, if you will. When you are alone in nature, you get relief from sexism, racism, homophobia, transphobia, classism, all the other ways that we label, discriminate, oppress, stigmatize, and belittle one another. Nature accepts us just as we are. Number 2, time slows down. When we sync with the sun instead of alarm clocks and screens and internal lighting systems. I find it fascinating when I go camping, which I love to do. I find it fascinating that when the sun goes down, I go to bed. And when the sun comes up, I get up. It's so easy. There's no apprehension about, is my alarm clock going to work? Am I going to get up on time? All that stress. Even that little example just by itself may not be much, but when you add that to all the other worries and concerns, things ramp up and we forget. Urgency, deadlines, clock time, measured by hours, minutes, seconds, they all melt away. Nature models for us a healthier pace of life. Trees and plants grow slowly. Deer graze calmly. Rabbits and squirrels may scamper about, but everything is moving according to their natural rhythm. And we begin to do the same. Number 3, nature models just enough, quote unquote, just enough. Our culture teaches us that we never have enough. We strive to make money, buy more things, eat more delicious food. Mainstream culture also encourages us not to think about how nature encourages us to think about how this overconsumption affects others, such as the sweatshop laborers who make our clothes and our shoes, people and animals who depend on climate and balance. So you see there's this contradiction. Nature always shows us how to work with just enough. Plants and trees, it's amazing if you've ever noticed or watched many of the pine trees and the evergreens, how one side of the tree is filled with branches and bristles and the needles, and the other side is bare. Because the tree doesn't grow on that side because there's no light over there. So I need just enough branches and needles to get exactly what I need. My orchids, many of you know that I love to grow and nurture orchids. What masters of energy the orchid is. If there is enough humidity, then it will send out air roots. If it's not, then it sends out only the ground roots. And when the time is right, it will send up a spike of flowers. And if there's not enough energy, it will only put so many flowers on. Masters of energy. Wonderful teachers. Nature embodies harmony and balance. Trees grow to a height that reflects the nutrients and water immediately available. Squirrels store just the right amount of food to get them through the winter. Quietly witnessing this balance and harmony is like a salve on the wound of overconsumption. More, more, more. Every single advertisement and billboard on the highway is telling you that you're not quite whole and complete. Not until you get this. Oh, once you get that, now you're complete. Now you'll be happy. I keep threatening that we're going to put up Buddhist billboards that say, "You're perfect exactly as you are." Or at least bumper stickers. Liz, if you're watching, in our TBC store, we want to add that bumper sticker. Next, I've lost count. So next, whatever number we're on here, surrendering to comfort and control. Our culture propagates the harmful myth that we should strive to be as comfortable as possible, to make life as pleasurable as possible, to manipulate, to restructure, to adapt the world and nature to our needs. No myth has made us unhappier as a people than that. We simply cannot be pleased or comfortable all the time. We cannot control everything. Nature calls you back to reality, and you can't stop it from raining. You can't delay the setting sun. So we have all these lights and temperature controls. You can't set the temperature to a comfortable 70 degrees outdoors. And so with this surrender comes such relief. You wake from a dream and realize how little control you really have. You awaken from a dream. You remember that hardship and lack of control are part of life. If only there was a remote control for nature. I don't like this setting, change it. I don't like this program, let's find something cooler, warmer, brighter, not as foggy, too many cars, too many whatever, too. And we strive and we effort against all of that. And nature reminds us that no, this is a part of it. Next, those of you counting, whatever we're on now, 5? Thank you, Karen. I knew there'd be a couple of you actually counting. Nature reminds us of life and its natural cycles. Nature directly shows us what it is to know and experience that things come from a cause and conditions, that things are caused by other things, that they do not exist independently of the things that have formed them. But also, it is to know that as conditions arise, they will also pass away, which takes us back to impermanence. While this may seem obvious, we still struggle with and are challenged by the continually changing conditions of our lives. And despite ourselves, and often much to our dismay, our bodies do degrade, and eventually we will be separated from everything and everyone that we hold dear. Yet even in light of everything that we cannot control, which is everything except our own responses to experience, the fact remains that what we do in our lives really does matter. We create the causes and conditions of our happiness. We create our own reality in each and every moment. Nature reminds us of life and its natural cycles. You see, the incredible depth of this lesson is that what we call difficulty, challenge, bad, wrong, is really simply a shift between two cycles, is all it's ever been. When we bring awareness to the big picture, cycles of solitude versus cycles of social time together, those sitting at home lamenting the loneliness are caught by the pain of this moment instead of realizing that it's simply the transition of a cycle. And so you get on and you take a class, you join a meetup group, you contact some old friends, you start talking to people on Zoom or the phone. And so you're moving from a cycle of solitude to a cycle of time with people. But many folks can't do that because they're caught in how bad this feels and they're focused on the pain. You can multiply that 30 times by everything. Relationships. We don't know why people come together. We don't know why they come apart. And when we get caught in the pain of the loss, we fail to realize that this is simply a cycle that has now ended and a new cycle is beginning. Nature teaches us that. Everything we need to know is right outside the front door. Number 6, to behold the beauty of nature. How is such majesty possible? The strength of that mountain standing there for millennia, the miracle of this single flower infused with sunlight, the revelation of a tree rooted deep in the earth, stretching to the sky and bearing silent witness to the world around it. You feel awe and joy and are whole again. And as I have stated before, that sense of awe is not something that's being given to you by nature. It is you recognizing yourself in it. The awe is always there, has always been there. That sense of awe. When we go into nature and we experience that, it's not that you have to go back to nature to find it. It's always there. Nature's reminding you that, yes, not only is what you are beholding awesome, but you are awesome. And together we are awesome because we are the same. We are natural. We belong. Always have, do now, and always will. And finally, you remember that you are connected to all living things. You feel that you belong to this earth. You are part of the community of nature. You are made of the same substance, and that you are no better and no worse than that bird, that tree, that other human walking up the trail. So the invitation today is not so much saying, hey, get out in nature more, but it's remembering your part of it. It's remembering that when you are in nature, when you are in the presence of even just a house plant, that remembering of each other. I want to close with this poem by Debasish Murada. For if life is a tall, tender tree, for then life is joy, life is free. The tree is dancing in the air, sunny or showers, with her joy, with her love, with her flowers. For if life is a tall, tender tree, there is no pain or gain, she or he, no complaining, only serving and caring, creating life for joy, the joy of sharing. For if life is a tall, tender tree, for then there is no you, there is no me. We are nature, we are love, we are beauty, we are free.
Let's just take a moment now to embody the teachings before we move into a heart practice meditation. So let's take a conscious breath together. And our heart practice today is a gratitude practice. Sometimes when we do these heart practices, some people like to create an outward gesture, such as the Anjali Mudra, or maybe place a hand or both hands over your heart, or you can just place your hands in your lap with your palms up as an outward gesture. And we will begin the practice of gratitude by feeling how year after year you've cared for your own body and mind. Now let yourself begin to acknowledge all that has supported you in this care. Silently repeat to yourself, I hold in my heart gratitude for the care and labor of 1,000 generations of ancestors who came before me. I hold in my heart gratitude for the creatures of the sky, earth, and water, whose joyful exertion blesses every day. I hold in my heart gratitude for the family and friends I have been given and the community I share. I hold in my heart gratitude for the blessings of this earth I have been given. I hold in my heart gratitude for the measure of health I have at this moment. I hold in my heart gratitude for the teachings and lessons I have been given and my teachers, both formal and informal. Just as we are grateful for our blessings, so too can we be grateful for the blessings of others. Taking a moment now to let your heart fill with the warmth, love, and light of this gratitude, allowing it to expand and fill your whole body, allowing it to intensify even more until you become a light, a beacon, influencing everyone you meet today. And a conscious breath together. In the true spirit of dana, the Buddhist practice of generosity, temple services are given freely. In the same way, if you choose to give, please give with a generous heart, meaning not in return for something that you've received, but so that others who may be seeking refuge in the Sangha may find it here in this temple. Dana boxes are located at the back of the meditation hall, and there's one upstairs near the door. And thank you to all of our wonderful volunteers and to our TBC ambassadors, those folks who have committed to regular monthly electronic donations. It's not about the amount, it's just that the monthly giving helps us to set a budget here at TBC. If you would like to become an ambassador, just point your camera at the QR code on the card in front of you, or you can come by our website, templebuddhistcenter.com. Thank you to Victor for sharing your wisdom with us, and to Jordan for your beautiful music, and to each and every one of you for joining us here today. And let us prepare now to close our service with the Bodhicitta dedication, which we will put up on the screen in just a moment when Victor's gotten through to everyone. We'll get there eventually. There we go. Okay. And we will recite this one time as we close our service today, and then if you'll stick around for just a few minutes, we do have a few brief announcements. So the Bodhicitta dedication together. May the pure, brilliant sun of Bodhicitta dawn in each and every heart and mind, dispelling the darkness of suffering and confusion unstoppably until all are illumined and awakened. And with our hands together in front of our hearts, let us go forth from this place, entering each moment in innocence, guided by the wisdom of our hearts. And as we open our hands, open our eyes, shine our light into the world, namaste.
Namaste. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, everyone, so much. Just a few brief announcements for you today. Don't forget our delicious crumble cookies and coffee and tea downstairs. Thank you so much, Carrie. And when you get your tea and cookies, you're welcome to come up and join our post-service discussion group, which is down the outside the meditation hall doors to the left at the end of the hallway. A chance for Sangha to come together and share with each other how the teachings and the lesson for today kind of landed for them, or how it impacted or experiences they have had with nature. Also, coming up this coming weekend on the 17th, Temple Buddhist Center is hosting an LGBTQ peace vigil From 4 to 7, we'll be building a flower mandala. There will be chanting. Members from the community of all kinds of different faiths will be coming and sharing prayers of peace and harmony. And so that's this coming weekend. And there's also on the digital sign out front for the Temple Buddhist side, there's also a little, this flyers right there as well. And so it begins and goes from 4 to 7. So please come and join us. Also, there are a whole bunch of little cards out on the counter out front of the meditation hall for a women's wellness weekend out at Cedar Hill Amphitheater, which is about 40 minutes east of here. It's a beautiful grounds. They have camping, glamping, and cabins. And so Temple Buddhist Center is not hosting this, but we are involved. We will be doing dances of universal peace, building a flower mandala, and doing some chanting on Friday night. So that would be the 23rd. So if you can, pick up one of those cards, and you can call and find out more about that event. And as always, Sundays at 1 is really starting to pick up. So first Sundays is Interplay at 1 o'clock. I think we're going to call it Oneness at 1 series. So we have lots of things coming up, and especially this fall, I think every Sunday is going to have something. So Interplay is on first Sundays. On third Sundays is Authentic Relating, and that's at 1 o'clock. And on second Sundays right now, we have Seminar, which is meditation seminar. So at 1 o'clock today in this room, it's an opportunity for members of the Sangha to come together to do kind of a little workshop on meditation and mindfulness. So any issues or problems you're having with meditation and mindfulness, you're welcome to come, and we'll share with each other our different techniques and methods for working through some of that stuff. Also, don't forget to sign up for our newsletter and our volunteer opportunities. And also, thank you, Liz, for building our Temple Buddhist Center store online. It's on our website where you can go, and there's all kinds of things. Hoping there will be a bumper sticker there soon if that went over. And then I will leave this up there for you guys to take a picture and find out more things that are going on. Dave leads Thursday night Recovery Dharma, and Karen leads Matt and Karen lead the Buddha and the Bean on Tuesday mornings, coffee and a celebration of awakening in all of its forms. So many wonderful things going on. We have Buddhism and 12-step recovery at 12:30 every Sunday. So again, don't forget to check out our lending library right over here in the corner. Lots of wonderful books have been donated by our community, books on meditation, mindfulness, Buddhism, and so forth. So again, thank you all so much. So as I wish you peace and blessings as you go into your day, peace, blessings, and tree love. Yeah.